Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to learn the installation of Postgres on both Windows as well as Linux. So as we discussed before, we'll, s- we we have to download the software. We need to go to PostgreSQL.org. So we need to go to this website and we need to download the software, both for Windows and Linux, is available over here. Then once we download the software, we need to install the software. Uh, once we install the software, on top of it, we need to create the cluster. So how it is designed is uh, we need first we need to install. Once the installation is completed, we need to create the cluster. So and once the cluster is created, we we need to bring up the cluster and then we need to create the database. Once the database is created, we can create the table on top of it. So now in any other database, let's say if we take an example of Oracle, this concept is not there. The cluster concept is not there in Oracle. In Oracle, what happens is you install the software and directly you are going to create the database on top of it. Whereas in Postgres, first you are going to create a cluster and then you can create any number of database inside the cluster. And also like you can create any number of cluster on a particular server. So these facilities are there in Postgres. Let's see, today we will learn how to install Postgres on Windows. So once we get familiar with Windows, we will learn how to install Postgres on Linux. So here is the thing, uh, when we go to Postgres, www.postgresql.org, and if you go to the download folder, I will show you that in the demo. So you need to go to Windows installer. Uh, so in Windows installer, if you see that like interactive installer by EDB. So EDB, in order to like even though it is the paid version of Postgres is provided by EDB, they provide the interactive installer for Windows alone. So it is like a marketing strategy with respect to the EDB. So you need to click on the download installer. So once you click on the download installer, it will take you to Enterprise DB website. So in that website, it will give link to install the latest softwares which you want. So it's like it may be latest 18 or 13 or even like end of the life, like in case if you want to test something with respect to the older version, you can make use of this site. So here you need to, let's like I will go with 14 or something, like you can download this. When you download, you will get a file like a single file. It's a single file on Windows, single file in the Windows to install Postgres on Windows actually. So once you double click on that exe file, so it will take you to the setup wizard. You have to start this wizard with exe file as an admin user. If you don't have the admin privilege, it will error out. So make sure you have the admin privilege to install the software. So once you get into this, so click on next, it will take you to the installation directory. By default, Postgres will get installed in this directory. Program files, Postgres 14 or whatever the version, it depends on the version what you are installing. It will create the folder on its own and it will install by default. But my suggestion is not to use program files for any of the production installation. Instead, you create your own directory. I will show you how to change the directory. If you click here, it will allow you to change the directory. So once you select the directory which is intended for Postgres installation, click on next. Then it will give you different tools, which different components which will get installed along with Postgres server. You have PG admin, which is an interactive tool or administrative tool, like SQL developer or Toad, that will also get installed along with this. And then the command line tools. We will see what are the command line tools which will get installed when we are installing the Postgres. Right now, you no need to you uncheck this one, Stack Builder. Basically, Stack Builder is used for installing EDB related softwares. Right now, we are concentrating on open source software, so that's the reason I unchecked this box. If in case if you need EDB related softwares, you can go ahead and click on this, and once you selected the above three, you click on next. It will see along with the cluster, a default directory will get created. Sorry, default cluster will get created in this location. So we may not use this one, but let the default installation continue along with it. So once that is done, once you get selected, click on next. It will ask you to provide the super user Postgres password. Normally in Windows it will take the Windows authentication, or in case you need to have a specific password for the Postgres, this is the default user, so you can give the password over here. Then next, once you click on next, you will ask it to enter the port number. By default, Postgres uses 5432. You can give any port other than this one. So, and once you given the port, you click on next. It will lead to advanced options where the local here local is nothing but it's language selection or the region selection can be done over here. And once you select, I suggest you to use the default one because where you are installing, by default it will go with that. Click on next and it will give you the summary where you can see that data directory for the default cluster, then where the server get installed. Here I'm just for the demo purpose I'm just leaving it as in the program files. While I'm showing the practical demo, I will change the directory and I will show you that one. And you can it's the port number, super user name. So all these things will be used while installing. Once that is done, click on next. And if you see, it will say ready for the installation. Click on next. It will start the installation. It will take nearly 10 to 15 minutes for the installation. Overall, it takes around 1 GB space. So let's head on to the installation. Once it is finished, you can click on the finish to finish the installation. Let's head on to the practicals. So here I already downloaded the software. These are the different softwares I downloaded. you can install 14, 15, or 18. Let's install 14. I double click on this one. It will uh, it will take two minutes to start the wizard. So here is the wizard. So click on next. It will ask you to install the directory. So select the directory where you want to install the database or the cluster. I select this directory, pg14, select this folder, then click next. So as I told, uncheck the stack builder, click next. So by default it will create a default cluster along with the installation. So uh, let's give this data directory. Let's use the same directory for the data. Click. So you can give any password of your choice. Then click next. Default port. Then the local, the language. Like you can use any language you want. If like language and the region, whatever you want to select, I will keep it as default. Then the summary, like pre-installation summary. So these are the things which will get installed. As I said, like the data directory, here it is. If you see here, I change it from program files to my own directory where I need my data directory and the cluster need to be installed. And click next. So it's ready for installation. Click next. So once you click next, the installation will start. It will take 10 to 15 minutes to install. So meanwhile, if you go to this directory where we are installing the binaries, you can see that like all these files will get created. So we'll wait for the installation. If like it now, as we selected to install pgadmin, this file got created now. If you refresh the page, you can see that like license, this file get added. So while it is getting installed, let's go back to this our PPT. Uh, so this is what I was showing here. All these files will get installed along with uh, the bin folder. So here all the executables will be get installed. And once that is done, we can like inside the bin directory we can see that, sorry, inside the bin, like this the bin directory is the main file where all the executables will be installed, and data directory is where the default database will be created. So let's this is the inside, like inside the bin directory, all these files will be executables will be created. Like uh, if you see initdb, it is used to create the cluster. Then you have pgctl to start the cluster and stop the cluster. You have psql to connect to the database, and if you see, you have pgdump, uh, pgrestore, pgdump all for backup and recovery, and you have pg upgrade to upgrade the database to any version you want. Then you have vacuum DB. We will discuss about vacuum DB. So most of these utilities will be used as and when we progress with our course. Let's go back and see what is the status of the installation. So as I said, it will take around 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. So we are about to finish the installation. Let's wait for it. One more thing to mention here, if you see the software on Windows, it is not more than 300 MB. The 18 Postgres 18 is around 360. Then 14 and 15 are around 350 MB. So if you see here, all these files got created. As I said, like complete the Postgres installation wizard. So let's click on finish. It finished. As I explained before, if you see, these are the files which got created. You need DB for the to create a cluster, PGCTL to start the cluster and stop the cluster, PSQL utility to connect. As a DBA, we use PSQL to do most of our database operations. Then we have PG restore, PG dump all, PG dump for backup, PG restore to restore the backup. Then we have PG upgrade. So these are the different utilities. Like we will discuss each and every utility as and we progress on the course. So in the next session, we will see how to connect to the database and how to create the cluster and how to create the database and connect to the database and create the table. We'll do that exercise in the next video. Thank you.